Hi, I'm Amy from Stacy's Scrap Shack, and I can't wait to tell you about this brand new product we got in, Crafter's Workshop Stencils. They're so much fun. I know what you're thinking. Stencils. I haven't used stencils for years, but there's some really great things you can do with them, and I can't wait to show you what that is. Today we're going to be taking Dreamweaver embossing paste, and we're going to dye it, and then we're going to use it to create a gradient with the stencil, and it's gorgeous. You're not going to believe how beautiful this turns out, and I can't wait to show you. So stay tuned, watch the rest of this video, and let's go play. Alright, let's get started. First off, I'm going to show you these Crafter's Workshop stencils. This one is really, really fun, just lots of squiggle lines. And there's also a nice diamond pattern. It's kind of worn off in certain spots, you can see. There's a great circle one, which could really be used for anything. And one of my absolute favorites is the tree. Look at the silhouette of this tree. It's absolutely gorgeous with its branches. It's so beautiful. Those are 12 by 12, but the best part is they come smaller. Look at these great little 6 by 6 stencils. These would be great for cards or small areas on your layouts. Just really lots of fun. And I'm going to start with this 6 by 6 scribble stencil. Now the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'll get my paste. The Dreamweaver embossing paste is really great for this project because it comes white, but you can dye it. And I'll show you really quick. It's got a nice kind of thick texture, kind of goopy, like maybe thick marshmallow cream. Gotta love that. So the next thing we're going to need is a plate. So we're going to use our plate to put the paste on and mix up our different colors. Now you can choose whatever colors you want. I'm going to choose Easter colors since this is going to be an Easter card. Alright, I've gotten my plate. I've gotten a couple of popsicle sticks. I got 4 because I'm going to use 4 different colors. The first one is Wild Plum. And let's see, Purple Twilight. Maybe a little stream, and then lettuce, which is one of my favorites. Always love lettuce. But I'm not going to do them as dark as you see them right now. I'm going to use just a tiny bit because I kind of want it to have a pastel Eastery feel. Now my background cardstock is going to be yellow, so I think those colors against the yellow are going to be absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to set that paper aside, and I'm going to start mixing my paste. So I'm going to start by just taking a big old hunk out. Just wiping that down. Okay, and I've got 4 different colors I want to work with. I'm just going to put them in a little tiny blob here on my paper. And I'll just put a popsicle stick with each one. The reason why is because I really don't want to mix the colors together. I want to keep it separate. So I'm going to add just a little bit more to that one. And this is really about how much you want to use. I would rather use more than less and have excess left over. I don't want to have to, use less and then have to come back and redo it and all that good stuff. But you may find that it works different for you. You may find that you can get by with less. So absolutely do what works for you and what works for your project. Okay, so I'm going to take Wild Plum. I'm just going to add, if I can open it, there we go. I'm going to add just 2 drops of the plum. I'm going to stir it up. A little goes a long ways. See, like it's still a bright pink. It's not super pastel, but it's still a bright pink. Gotta love that. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and add a drop of purple. That Purple Twilight is a really fun color. It's really vibrant. So let's see what we can get out of 1 drop. It's always good to start with less and then work your way up to more. Now see, I'm liking the 2 drops in the other one, so I'm going to add another drop. There we go. I'm getting a little bit more purple off that. But for me, it's still not quite there. What do you think? A couple more? Let's give it a big shot of purple. I'm terrible. When it comes to color, the brighter, the bolder, the better. The more in your face, I absolutely love it. Can't get enough of color. Now that's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to continue mixing these as I go along. And when I cut back to it, you'll see all my paste done, and we'll get started on our next step. Alright, so I have my colors mixed, and I'm going to set that over here. And the next thing you're going to need is your paper you're going to have for your card. I'm going to fold this card in half, so I'm going to want my stencil to be on the front here. And so what I want to do is create an area where I have the border is kind of around the edge of the stencil. Is going to go all the way around the edge of my card. So I'm going to move that slightly off, and the reason why is because when I put my tape down, I want this tape to stick not only to the stencil, but a little bit to the paper, so that way it stays in place. Now I'm using the removable tape, which is fantastic. I love it. We sell it in the store with our stencils. It's really wonderful. Forgot my scissors. Hold on. There we go. Got to have scissors. Very important. Now I'm just going to tape down all these different spots. And I'm creating just a little border around it with my tape, so that way if any of the paste goes off the stencil, if I, shake or mess up somehow, which tends to happen when you got a bunch of kids in the house. You get those screaming "Mom" in the background, and next thing you know, you've swiped a pen across your layout. So I like to be extra careful. Just put this right here so I'm not in the way of the camera. Now I'm going to put that down just like that, and just cut that. Okay, now we're ready to start. This is my favorite part because it's like a little magic trick every time. I love it. So first, you decide what color you want your gradient to go in. I think I want mine to start with green and work to blue, purple, and then pink. Okay? So first I'm going to take a big glop of my green here, and I'm just going to lightly spread it. Kind of like lightly spreading peanut butter. Or margarine spread. Something light and airy like that. And I'm just going to put some down here. And I want to be able to put it thin enough, not too thick, but thin enough where it's not going to go everywhere. And enough thickness so I can spread it down a couple layers. So the next thing I want to do is put my next color on. And I don't want to put it right next to it, because these colors, remember, are going to blend together. So I'm going to put this just a little bit down from that. And I didn't do a lot of blue, because I'm super into this purple and pink right now, so I'm putting lots of that on. Again, I'm going to do the same thing, come down a little bit. You won't believe how beautiful this turns out. And then finally my gorgeous pink, which I'm putting more of, because I love it so much. Okay, now we've got our Easter colors on there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little scraping blade here that comes with our, you can buy it with our Dreamweaver stencils at the store. Now I'm going to do this at an angle, and I'm going to apply some pretty good pressure. And then I'm going to go down on the first color, and then I'm just going to drag it. Now see, I have a lot left over, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to go back over that, because I'm going to put other colors in different spots. But you can see on this one spot here, if we look right here, there's a little empty spot there, and you'll have some of those, and that's okay. So I'm just going to start in the purple. I'm going to take the clean side of my blade and start in the purple and just kind of drag that down gently, okay? And that covers in that one area that I was talking about. Here's the big fun part. We get to do the reveal. So now let's take our tape off and just set it aside. Ooh, I love this part. It's like Christmas morning. Get to see what you created. Now I'm going to take from, you want to leave your tape on the last piece of the stencil, and then you want to put your finger on that paper, and then you want to gently pull away, just like that. And now look at this gorgeous, fun background we have. It's a wonderful gradient. Look at how beautiful. You can see all these gorgeous colors. It goes from pink to turquoise to green, and it's all backed with this, Easter yellow. So now from there we're going to make our card. Now just remember, you can use any stencil with this. Like, what if you decided to use maybe sunset colors on the tree stencil? Let me show you. Sorry about that. My camera moved. Let me show you how that can look. This is a Dreamweaver stencil, not the Craft Workshop, but it's a Dreamweaver one. You can see here's a sunset that I did. And you can see it goes from like a pretty kind of golden yellow to orange, deep orange, and then into your gray blues. Let me get that closer. And then what I started doing is I started filling it in with stickles. I thought, ooh, that would be really fun. That would be some really fun sparkliness. So I'll be back when my Easter card is finished, and I'll show you what that finished product looks like. Alright, I'm back with my card. And if you're wondering why the lighting looks different and why the card's not Easter, it's because Easter came upon me very fast and I did not get a chance to finish my card. So I decided I'll make it spring, and it's nighttime, which is why the lighting is so different, but you can still see how beautiful it turned out, how much texture is added and dimension by this wonderful stencil background. It's just so beautiful. You can get all these wonderful raised edges, and then I love the variation in color. It's so much fun and it's so easy, and I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you make one of your own. And if you do, we would love to hear about it at the Scrap Shack.